Hey friends, it's Emily from Burlap Kitchen, and today we're going to make something really cute with these wood blocks. Yesterday I showed you a fun patriotic craft you can make with them. Today we're going to make something cute for fall. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stain all of the wood blocks, and then I'm going to start to glue them together. So you're going to glue 3 to the back here. Do you see how I did 3? And then you're going to build it out. So 3 is going to be your center, and then on the one side you're going to do 2, and then we'll go 1. So I'm hoping this makes sense for you. So I did flip it around. We're doing 2 and then 1. So 3 blocks in the center and then 2 and then 1 on each side, if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense for you. So once you get them all glued together, it's going to make this cute little pumpkin. And then I'm going to go ahead and start to make it look super cute. We're going to paint it here with some toasted terracotta. Now I got this idea from Lee from the Turquoise Valentine. She made something similar with the Jenga blocks, and I'm just making a bigger version of it. So again, we're just painting this with our toasted terracotta paint. And make sure you get the top good. And I will say the top's not going to be even. Make sure your bottom's even though, so it sits flat. Once you're done with that and it dries well, then you can go ahead and sand. I always get questions on why I stain. I like the way it looks when I sand, although this time when I sanded, my grit was a little bit tougher than what it usually is, so it took off some of the stain. But normally I stain because I like the way that it looks when you sand and some of that stain comes through. So after I got it sanded, then I went over it with some antique wax. This is the Dixie Belle antique wax in the color Best Dang Black. Then I had these little sticks, and I just glued like 3 of them together to make one bigger stick, and then I just hot glued that in place. I added some of the sizzle. Everyone says I say that wrong, but I don't know. That's just how I say it. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that in place, and then, of course, we're going to add a little bit of greenery. Next, I'm going to come over to my bow maker. This is the Bowdabra bow maker. I get questions on it all the time. It is awesome for making these fabric bows. And you're just going to start to kind of crisscross it, make little bows on top of little bows. Just keep stacking it in fabrics that you like. And then once you get your bow looking the way that you want, you just go ahead and secure it with your twine. You do have to put that piece of twine in first before you start stacking your fabric. So I'm just going to tie my bow up here. And then, of course, you need to trim it as needed. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue it at the base of my stem, my pumpkin stem. And you'll have to fluff it out and get it to look the way that you want. And then I just added a button to the center. And this project just turned out absolutely adorable. Let me know what you think and if you plan to give this one a try.